Hello everyone, and welcome back to another scrapping video. Today we'll be taking a look at some of these wall to USB adapters that I'm sure you're all familiar with. Both of these have stopped working, I double checked, and they are a little valuable because the USB adapter here often contains some gold-plated pins, which I am going to remove with this multi-tool here, set of pliers, a knife. I went over all the equipment and safety in the last video. If you want to check that out, I'm not going to repeat myself here. It's not worth the time. But check that video out if you want to try this for yourself and know exactly what you need and what the safety risks are. Alright, let's get to work. Now you'll notice it has a bunch of information right here. I don't know if the other one has it. This one has it on the bottom. But it might be worth it to actually read this. It might have some pertinent information. Maybe you want to look up the exact product model, see what's inside. I don't have much recollection of opening these. They tend to outlast the cords, so they pile up, but these ones are actually not working, so figure I'll open them now. Not exactly sure what I'm going to find inside, but it's a learning experience for all of us, I guess. So I'm just going to start here. There's a natural weakness right here. I'm going to see if I can't pry that open with the knife. That's pretty glued shut. No. Not enough. Well, I have a plan B. This is plan B. We don't mess around on this channel. Apologies if the lighting's a little bad. There's only one light that works in this garage. It's a little echoey too. But I'm doing this in an enclosed space, and I'm going to do it in a controlled environment on this cardboard, which is on some concrete, because I really don't want too much of this splattering all over the place. There is a chance that there might be integrated circuits in here, and those contain lead and such. I don't want them flying all over the place. So I'm going to, in a very controlled manner, stand these up and give them a good tap. Well, it worked for one of them at least. Well, I couldn't have asked for a better split on that one. This one's damaged. Let's hit it again. A little more controlled this time. Maybe a little more. Probably should have stood it up for that, actually. That was a little stupid of me. I might have damaged some components. Not that they're not scrap anyway, but man, you are resilient. I broke it up enough I can take it out with a knife now. Here we are, back at the table. I'm going to finish the job on the white piece to see what's inside. Well, that wasn't intentional. Probably should have been holding the other piece. You know, these two pieces look like they've got some glue on them, but other than that, really nothing. So, probably can't throw these away, so I won't, but I'll figure something to do with them. Next thing I want to do is see if I can't remove the plastic casing from the actual components. Oops, sorry if I knocked the camera. Yep, that's what I thought. Circuit chip. Those are a bit of a hazard. They obviously contain solder, which can contain lead, depends on the electronics. But some of these chips also might contain mercury and cadmium, so you have to be really careful with these. Let's repeat it for the other one. Right in through where the USB used to connect. underneath. Ooh, I hope that's not breaking. Yeah, it is. Break that off. Just an annoying piece of plastic right there. That's what's causing me trouble. Never been a time where I was more glad I was wearing gloves. All right. So that's taken off there. This piece right here, for both the plugs, I am almost certain is nickel-plated brass, which is common in electronics. They can be a little difficult to refine, so they get put all together, and then maybe I might refine them a little later if I get enough of them that it's sort of worth it to try. So here's what we got. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to fully break these down right now. They do contain the circuit chips, and with those, I really need to check what I'm working with and really process them properly. Chances are I'm just going to take off these USB connectors and then put the rest of the circuits in a special circuit bin that I have. Well, first, this one's almost separated already, so let me see if I can't just grab a hold of the outer casing and pull it off. It's a little annoying right there. Those pins are sort of connecting it. Let's see if I can't get like a really good grip on it. No. Sorry if it's fading out of the camera. I'm looking at it a little closer sometimes. Yep. Close. All right. So that's where the pins connect with the circuit. I'm just going to take the scissors and snip them off. After this, you want to make sure any sort of little scraps are piled together. I even typically wipe the countertop down afterwards, just to really make sure nothing is getting out onto the ground. You don't want any of this stuff getting out into the environment or on your feet, bare skin. You get the idea. Now I'm going to repeat it on the other one. This one, I have a feeling this one's going to be a little easier. That pulled off. The circuit board just snapping isn't a big deal. That's just fiberglass. All right. Don't worry. Saw that one fly off. I'm going to grab it. But there we go. That goes with those. Now these pieces are somewhat familiar and somewhat not. They're a lot like the other USB casings. I'm assuming this is stainless steel, which it is. The magnet sticks very strongly to it. So it might be worth it to see if I can't remove the stainless steel. So you get enough of that. It is worth something, and a lot of scrapyards do take it. But what I'm mostly interested in are the little pins on that white part there. I'll show you, see if the camera can pick it up a little better. But once I get them out, I'll show you that they may indeed be plated with the little gold. They also have the same weakness. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line right there where the metal separates and it's sort of bound together. I'm going to take advantage of that. Just jam my knife right in there. See if I can't get right there. And I have to take special precautions not to puncture the glove. But take that. Sorry, I knocked the camera stand. And there we go. Now this is just a piece of stainless steel. This can go in a pile with other pieces of stainless steel. Once you get enough of it, you send it to a scrapyard, and they take it and they give you a little bit of money for it. Unfortunately, in this case, I have now found out that these pins are not coated in gold. They're just nickel-plated brass. Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully the other one has some. Otherwise, this was a bit of a waste of time. Minus the educational aspect, of course. Well, let's see if I can't take this one apart in the same way. And I'm looking at, oh, there it is. The split's right there instead of on the faces. Usually it's on the face, but right here it's not. Designs of stuff like this is different a lot of the time. I'm just going to use and which can be a little annoying, but you get used to it. So there's the piece of stainless steel. Another piece came off. Let me see if it's stainless. For the record, I am getting a new pair of gloves soon. That will be much appreciated. I do not think this is stainless. It might be. It does stick to the magnet, but not as much as the stainless pieces do. I'll put it in with these for now. Let's check these. These pins here. They look like they might have something. Hold on, let me take a closer look. Well, that also explains what that other piece was. That was nickel plated. It was the missing pin. And I do believe there is a tiny bit of gold plating on the very small contacts here. It's not much. Might not even be worth it, but now that I've already gotten it open, might as well make use of it. Given that this pin is already out of the casing, I figure I'll show you exactly what I like to do with them. Gold plating is really only on this top part here. So I like to take it and sort of split it with the scissors. Sometimes it's a little thick, so I really got to go down here. Man, you are being difficult today. There. That was way more difficult than it should have been. So there's the gold-plated piece right in there. Not much, but I have a collection tin right here. Drop it in, get the other pins out, and then put them in here. Once I get enough of it, it'll be worth it to refine. Okay, now all the gold pins are in the collection tin, and it's time to deal with the mess I made. Now at present, this is all soldered together, so there's really not much I can do until I can remove the solder, which I will do simply by putting them in some hydrochloric acid and quite a bit of water. If there's any lead chloride is still somewhat soluble in water, so it should all dissolve. But that's a video for another time. For now, it'll all go in this bin. Alright. Basically everything goes in here, including these little plastic pieces. The acid treatment won't harm them, and they'll come out unscathed, but if there's any contaminants on it, they'll come out in the acid, and I'll be able to remove them, refine them later. Obviously, it was a poor idea to have the scrap bin in the same size cup as all the other cups. So I'm going to remedy that real quick. Well, this ought to do it. There we go. And I'll use this to dissolve it later, but that's another video. And next, these stainless steel connectors are going to go in another container with stainless steel. Now, I'm probably going to have to upscale this. It's not going to be worth it to send these to the recycling center unless I have like pounds worth. And even then, I'd probably have to be taking something else in addition to make it worth my while. Well, that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed. even though I didn't get to salvage all that much from those wall to USB adapters, it was still a fun experience, and hopefully in a later video I'll take apart the computer chips and see what's inside those. I'm gonna go take these gloves off now. See ya. And don't forget to wash your hands with cold water and soap afterwards.